Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to make an upward arrow using stars. So if you enter 5 columns, it's going to have 5 columns and 3 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns and 1, 2, 3 rows. Right, so we're going to need a variable to hold in the columns. I'm going to tell the user to enter the number of columns. The user is going to enter the number of columns, and now we have to figure out the number of rows. So the number of rows is going to be columns divided by 2 plus 1. So let's say here there's 5 columns. There's going to be 1, 2, 3 rows. 5 divided by 2 is 2 because it's an integer. Plus 1, it's 3. And this formula is going to work for any number of columns that you might enter. So now we need to make nested for loops. This one deals with the rows, and the second one's going to deal with the columns. Okay. The reason I did it like this is just so it's easier to visualize. So now we need an if statement. Okay, so let's look at this. So in column 3 and row 3, there's a star. In column 2 and row 2, there's a star. Column 1 and row 1, there's a star. So here we're going to write if R equals C, we're going to see out a star, right? And if we don't see out a star, then we're going to see out just a blank space. And after this for loop, there's always going to be a space. A new line. Right? After the first one, there's a new line, then a new line, and a new line. So if we were to just print this out, it's just going to look like this. So let me just show you. So it's going to tell me to enter the number of columns. I enter 5, and it's just going to print out the right side. Okay, so here we need a OR, right? And this you just have to think, try to figure out a way to get these two. So the way I came up with it is here I'm going to write if R equals columns plus 1 minus C, then we're going to put a star. So let's look at this. Yeah, so this is when R is 2 and C is 4, right? So columns is 5. 5 plus 1, there's 5 columns if you enter 5. 5 plus 1 is 6. 6 minus 4 is 2. 2 and 2, a star here. And we want a star here. This is when row is 1. Right? So R equals 1. And columns is always 5 plus 1, it's 6. 6 minus 5 is 1, so a star here. Right? So if I were to run this, it's going to print everything out correctly. So enter the number of columns. I put 5, and it prints an arrow correctly. Let's say I put another odd number like 11. So yeah, that's how that works. Thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful.